If you're wondering why Democrats are so hell-bent on defending MS-13, Tren de Aragua illegal immigrants, I think in some instances, they may be family. I think in some instances, they may be in on the take. And I don't think like Senator Van Hollen is getting paid off or whatever. But I think at the granular level, the reason why we're seeing a New Mexico judge who they've reported is a Democratic judge. He's being detained and his wife being arrested, and they're harboring this guy in their home. That's the allegation. I think along the border especially, and in sanctuary states, what you're going to find is something Trump has been referring to them as homegrown terrorists. These are MS-13 comes into this country. They have kids. Those kids grow up, and they're friends and family members with other people. These older people may then, through either a path of citizenship or otherwise, get positions of power in local government. And when we're dealing with a 20 or 30 year problem, I don't think anyone should be surprised to find that there are TdA, MS-13, and other narco gang affiliated individuals working in the judiciary or in police, or even like there were reports a few years ago, MS-13 was actually in our armed forces because they intentionally enlist to get in and build that influence. So this is kind of freaky. I don't know what you guys think. You think Democrats are in on the take?
I'm not so. I don't know. Have a sense whether they're in on the take, but it does make sense that people in gangs would do what they can to make contacts with people in the judiciary, people in law enforcement.
I just wanted to add that maybe it's more of like an in-law situation, because it sounds to me, based on this detail, that this guy might have been dating the judge's daughter.
Really?
Oh.
I don't know. I'm reading into it too much, but it says, according to a press release from the Justice Department, investigators found social media posts depicting Ortega Lopez posing with multiple guns, some of which were allegedly supplied by April Cano, is that how you say it? The judge's daughter, who allowed him to hold and sometimes shoot various firearms, the agency said, which I would guess belonged to her. And I just don't know why that would ever happen unless they were friends or boyfriend and girlfriend.
Now imagine this.
And living in the guest house as well, together.
You're a judge, and you know what? Like, I don't know, is he like a district judge or like a local judge or something? And your daughter's got a guy who's coming around, and you find out he's TdA or MS-13 or something. You're going to go out and do everything in your power to be like, no, Trump is bad. Don't investigate this for any reason. Please stop, because you're like, uh-oh.
Some biases, obviously.
That's the family connection I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a little lighter. Like his daughter met a TdA guy and she brought him over and he was like, I'm totally okay with this. You know?
Or he could at least claim ignorance after the fact. Or maybe they'd be like, I didn't even know he was like living in the guest house.
Why is
saw that our electricity bill was going up or something.
Why is the wife getting arrested?
That is weird. So if they were engaging in criminal activity like, as accomplices to the gang member, they would be just arrested by
regular police.
Yeah.
If
local police.
If she was picked up by ICE,
it
would lead you to believe that there is something to do with immigration, you know.
Yo, they're saying it's being reported that this is a tenant of theirs. And they said that the wife of a former judge was taken, and I want to stress the former is like, what, a week ago? Was taken into custody after federal law enforcement learned their tenant, who was an alleged Tren de Aragua member, was arrested at the judge's home. They say on April 24th, ICE executed a search warrant and probable cause arrest at a residence in the address. Homeland Security Investigation Special Agents, working with federal law enforcement partners, took Nancy Cano into custody as part of an ongoing HSI-led criminal investigation.
So did that say that the parents knew that he was allegedly?
No.
If that's the case, if he got arrested or whatever, they should have gone. If they were not, complicit or whatever, they would have gone directly to the law enforcement.
It goes on to say, as we previously reported, former Doña Ana County Magistrate Judge Joel Cano rented out his casita to Christian Ortega Lopez at the behest of his wife last year. They met Ortega Lopez when his wife hired him to do housework, according to a criminal complaint. According to court documents obtained by KTSM, the Supreme Court and Third Judicial District Court received his resignation letter March 31st. So this is like a month ago. They say it's unknown if Cano's wife knew of the gang affiliation. I doubt that.
Well, his daughter sure did.
I mean, if they were shooting guns and doing a bunch of stuff, it's not. Well, I want to say it's a guarantee because people are allowed to shoot guns, but that kind of.
Okay, but he's not. He's not allowed to possess or use them.
I mean, he's not allowed to be here.
I'm sure he has a criminal record too.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that difficult to do a simple background check, considering the guy's a judge and the guy's living and the criminal's living with them.
Do you think they were like under duress, possibly
Unlikely.
having to shelter this guy under threat?
I will tell you this. I do have some sympathy if you are like a local judge and TdA comes to you and says, we're going to hurt your children and your families, you do what we're told. I do sympathize. But then if you decide to help them, you go to prison for that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry. Like, we watch movies and the kidnapper, he's like, if you go to the police, I'll kill your daughter. And I'm like, you should call the police. Like, what do you think you're going to do by yourself? I don't know to tell you. This judge has zero excuse. Zero.
Absolutely.
Former judge, I guess.
Well,
This Democrat.
I like the way that sounds. Yeah, I mean, I don't see how he hasn't made everything worse for himself, right? Like he definitely, if you're a judge, you definitely have the ability to do a background check, like we were talking about. I'm sure that he has plenty of friends in law enforcement. His wife got picked up for a reason. I don't know for sure that she's here illegally, but I imagine if ICE is picking her up, maybe they're gonna.
She was aiding and abetting.
But even still, that wouldn't be immigration.
Crossings.
It would still be regular law enforcement. The only thing that ICE is for immigration.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.